Osama Abu Irshaid, the Executive Director and Board Member of American Muslims for Palestine. Thank you very much indeed for your time. What's your reaction then to this latest development?
I think we have to perceive it with cautious. What we see here is an announcement that is that tilts in favor of Israel, not in favor of Lebanon. One, it does not address the broader instability in the region, which is caused by the Israeli aggression on Gaza and Lebanon. Two, it does not ensure an immediate Israeli withdrawal from southern Lebanon. Rather, it talks about a 60-day transition period. Three, the U.S. has provided guarantees to Israel to respond to any perceived threat, and we know that this is a vague concept. What constitutes a perceived threat? For Netanyahu, anything constitutes a perceived threat, even if they accuse Hezbollah of trying to rebuild its military infrastructure, even northern of the Litani River. And four, and most importantly, it treats or decouples the aggression on Gaza from the aggression in Lebanon. It treats them as if they are separate, while they're not separate. There is a reason why Hezbollah joined this battle. It is because Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza. So to assume that isolating Hamas is going to bring this war to an end and bring stability back to the region is misleading in this context.
Indeed, although that agreement from Hezbollah to separate a ceasefire in Lebanon from a ceasefire in Gaza was absolutely key in a deal being struck. I just wonder now what you make of the language that's being used within that deal. There seems to be the right for both sides to respond militarily should they feel that the terms of the deal have been broken. So while it holds right now, it does feel tenuous, and that's the big question. How long will it hold for?
Yeah, but in the case of Hezbollah, Hezbollah doesn't have the guarantees of the United States. Hezbollah will be pushed back to the north of the Litani River, and the Lebanese army will be deployed with the UNIFIL force. So Hezbollah is at a disadvantage here. Also, now we see that the Lebanese government is taking over the negotiations on behalf of Hezbollah, while it seems that Hezbollah is not really being fully engaged. One of the officials of Hezbollah asked the Lebanese government to be very careful in reading and reviewing the agreement, as if he's saying that we're not part of this deal. Now, definitely, they have delegated the Lebanese government to negotiate on their behalf, mainly the Speaker of the Lebanese Parliament, Berri. But it seems like they have suffered major losses, and because of that, they feel like they are at a disadvantage. Is this something that they can maintain? I don't think this is something that they can maintain, because it attempts to redraw the whole political map in Lebanon, not only in the region. So now there is an Israeli-American attempt to redefine the balance of power within Lebanon. I don't think this is something that will sit well with Hezbollah. And again, this will keep the source of tension in whether in Lebanon or in the broader region there, as long there is an Israeli occupation, as long there is an Israeli assumption that they have some sort of sovereignty over Lebanon, or that they can tamper with the sovereignty of Lebanon.
Benjamin Netanyahu didn't mention the word exhaustion explicitly, but the inference was there that Israeli troops and their reservists have been exhausted by this conflict ongoing in the region. If this does give Israel time to regroup and rearm, do you fear that renewed focus will then land on Gaza or perhaps on Iran, one of the other reasons Netanyahu gave for this ceasefire deal?
I think Gaza is given. And the incoming president, Donald Trump, is in favor of this. Now, in the case of Lebanon, it's totally different. As you said, exhaustion, maybe he didn't mention it, but he did talk about major delays in delivering arms and ammunition. And that was a hint at the Biden administration. An American official responded to this and said this is not true. And we know that this is not true. If it wasn't for the United States, Israel would have not been able to continue the war past for almost now 14, 15 months. But yes, he did reference that. And it's very obvious that the damage that Hezbollah was able to inflict, the pain that Hezbollah was able to inflict on Israel is far more than the pain that Hamas and other Palestinian resistance group were able to reflect. And that's because it has open supply chains coming from Iran as opposed to Gaza that is isolated and besieged. Now, I think that when it comes to Gaza, Israel will continue the war. They will enjoy more support from the Trump administration for some period of time. But in the case of Lebanon, we know that there was a message sent by Trump, whether back in July when he met Netanyahu in Mar-a-Lago, and some 2 weeks ago, he sent a clear message to Netanyahu that he wants the war in Lebanon to be over by the day of his inauguration. So there is, that political pressure from the American establishment here on Israel to bring this war to an end in Lebanon, but there is not this. We don't see the same pressure concerning the situation in Gaza.
Okay, Osama, thank you very much indeed for the moment. Appreciate you coming on the programme.
Thank you.